That was probably the first words on our stream, by the way. Like, it went live and...
I really want a corn dog.
Yeah, it's vegetarian if that helps the craving. It doesn't count.
It's a great start.
I actually like vegetarian corn dogs. Like, I don't really... Because corn... Honestly, you could just wrap anything in a load of cornmeal and it would still taste like a corn dog.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I think I like it. It's just sweet cornbread that went with the
jalapeno cornbread.
that I made, but I just ate just a lot of cornbread for dinner tonight.
Sometimes you just gotta have that cornbread and vegetarian chili.
Yes. I should make chili.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want chili.
I'll visit and I'll make you a bunch of vegetarian food.
Do we need to restart the intro for this campaign?
We're gonna all go to a restaurant and just stream from the restaurants because we're all hungry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Famous Dave's.
Okay. Let's see. If I remember, when last we left the Sun Puppies, you had managed to take out several undead, including an undead Bahir.
Yes.
Have made camp and made preparations to make it as safe as possible. And now I am assuming that you are sticking with your plan to take those weird coins that Spider has and put them on the rug of smothering every night. Okay.
I thought we were burying them and, like, putting them in concrete. Little too much reverb. There we go.
That would be brutal.
All right. So as you wake in the morning, you have had a fairly quiet night. The preparations you have made have kept both the undead as well as the giant lizards and other monsters in the area away. However, I would request... But I request someone to roll a d20, just straight d20.
9.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take that 9. Yeah.
All right. So in the morning, there is a very dazed, very thin human person in robes. He's kind of holding a wand close to his chest, kind of shivering, staring at all of you.
Is he under the carpet?
Yeah, he is on the carpet, but his head is above the carpet. The carpet did trigger when he popped out of his coin, so it's wrapped around him, but he's still breathing because the carpet is just like squashing him. He is trapped. You kind of see a tiny wand sticking out by his face.
Narga is going to go up there and, like, very carefully, like, pick up the wand.
I was just gonna say,
Like, pluck it.
Sim is going to put out his hand for the wand.
Apparently, Narga plucks it first. This human looks like they probably haven't eaten in a couple weeks. Doesn't resist, but his eyes are very wide. He is... You don't even have to make an insight roll for it. He's terrified.
Okay, Narga is actually going to turn to Sim and be like, this is the game that humans keep on trying to play with me. I don't really understand the rules, so fetch. He's just going to chuck the wand.
So I'm pretty sure that Sim is just going to mage hand that back. I'm pretty sure I've got that, but let me check.
I want to see how.
Oh, just prestidigitation. I don't have mage hand? What?
Oh no! Are you gonna actually go get it?
I'm not gonna run, but Sim's gonna be like rude and quote Shayna and just go ahead and meander off after the one.
Narga's going to turn to Ro. Is that what fetch means? Like, seriously, Narga did not know what that word means.
To destroy this wand with chew marks.
No.
No, I'm actually gonna eat it.
That is usually what fetching is you throw something and someone else goes and gets it. Usually a little faster than that, but to each his own.
That seems really stupid. Why would anyone want to play that game?
It's entertaining for things with lower IQs, I think, to bring it back and then have it thrown again, and then you go get it and bring it back, and you just cyclically do that for a while until someone falls asleep.
Yeah, like watch this. I pull the wand from Sim's hand and then I throw it again.
Oh, no, Sim's not bringing it back. Sim's gonna pick it up wherever he finds it and eat it.
All of us are just ignoring the guy on the carpet.
No, I was hoping to get this resolved first, because if there was a fight, that takes precedence.
All right, Sim. Once you eat the wand, would you please roll a D100 for me?
Would love to roll a D100.
Please turn into a dryad.
Like an actual dryad?
Please
Like-
turn into a potted plant.
He just turns into like a strap-on.
What?
It's what he'd want.
I am actually going to need you to roll that 6 more times.
6 more times.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh god.
Are you rolling on the wild magic chart? What is going on?
You're going to find out in a minute that the human's face just kind of like goes completely white as Sim starts eating this thing.
Sim, no!
Sim,
Yep.
you initially cast Fireball toward your party.
At the party? Well, that was rude.
Yeah.
Yes, it was!
Pretty sure that's a
fireball.
dex saving throw for everyone.
Yep.
God.
Well,
I don't have a good dex. What's wrong with you?
do I need one as well?
Have we gotten a long rest just out of curiosity?
Yes, you have gotten a long rest. Sim, you do not have to roll the dex saving throw as this fireball is actually coming forth from your throat
Okay.
towards your party.
Oh, I
Hate you.
belched this.
What the hell, guys?
Naruto doesn't even see it coming. He's just kind of like, it just like it's just standing there as the fireball just engulfs everybody. I think Ro is right there with him.
Yeah.
All right, Sim, please roll 8d6.
86.
8d6.
Jesus.
God, Sim.
Oh, Tim is like exulting, like, oh my god, I'm a dragon!
The spell save DC, by the way, is 15. So everyone that makes it half this, everyone that didn't take 27 points of damage.
So you still take 13.
Naruto is now at 10 hit points. He was at full.
All right.
I'm gonna skin you.
I'm a dragon.
Okay.
Is this a wand of wonder? There's like, is this a wand of wonder? Oh shit!
I'm sorry. I totally was not expecting him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this is more of a Narga thing, not a.
Can I react fast enough to run over and try and stop him after he sets us ablaze? Like he took. I'm assuming each 6 is like a chomp, right? Like he took a bite.
Oh, he swallowed that whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he that good at
Yeah.
throating? Like
He's
that's
a goat. Goat's just like,
Yeah,
eat
no,
everything.
I'm pretty sure the way he described it, he kind of just like deep
chowed it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure both Narga and Ro, both of us are kind of like, because was the fireball the first thing that happened?
Yes.
Okay, so both of us kind of were like, what the fuck is that? Or it's we actually probably had our back turned to it, talking to each other. So it's probably like, do you feel something warm?
I wish I could turn into a bear form as a reaction. That would be great. Or what? Do I have anything fire resistant? It's too late, but now I want to know.
Okay, so the human in the rug is dead, and
Is the rug dead?
someone please roll for the rug.
You want to roll?
Yeah, someone please roll for the rug of smothering.
The rug of smothering has like a -3 to his dex save. It's a fucking rug.
It's +2 to his dex save.
Really?
Yeah, really, the rug of smothering is actually pretty dexterous. Would someone mind rolling for the rug of smothering?
I think Shayna just did.
I
Okay.
did. I got a 20.
Did you crush him into dust?
Okay, so The rug is still up. The human is very, very, very dead. Okay.
I smell something that smells like pork.
Dinner's on me.
All right. Next thing that happens is a stinking cloud envelopes.
Oh, never mind. Ew, 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 ew.
No, it envelopes.
Sim.
Envelops, by the way, envelops.
So the flame came out the mouth. Did the stinking cloud come out the back end? Like, is this a
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
issue?
Yeah, it came out the back end.
Really bad gastrointestinal
Oh.
distress. That's
Sim is now like, oh, God,
Oh,
I don't
Sim,
wanna be a
Sim,
dragon. What is that?
ew, what the
Alright,
hell?
so this is a 20-foot sphere of yellow, nauseating gas
Oh my
centered
god.
on your butt. And I need you to make a Constitution.
I would say
saving throw.
Narga definitely threw it far further than 20 feet away from.
yeah.
I
Can
am
I
really
please-
bad.
I
Can
am
he
fairly
pass
certain
out?
the only person this time that needs to make the save is Sim because he ran to get the wand.
He
Can he-
stopped her, first of all, but yes, it was far away because he threw it.
Can he please pass out from the stank of his own fart? Is that what the Constitution is?
Literally, he's like, oh God, I don't want to be a dragon anymore.
Like asphyxiating on the smell.
Yeah, Sim not only is gagging, but is violently retching anything that he can up out of his stomach.
And the rest of the wand come back out.
Doesn't seem to.
Okay, so that's lodged in there. You're good.
I tried.
I actually want to look up Stinking Cloud because this is an actual spell and I never use it because it's kind of stupid.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
You create a
No,
20-foot
please.
radius sphere of yellow, nauseating gas centered on a point within range. The cloud spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. The cloud lingers in the air for the duration.
Oh.
Each creature that is completely within the cloud at the start of its turn must make a Constitution saving throw against poison. On a failed save, the creature spends its action that turn retching and reeling. Creatures that don't need to breathe or are immune to poison automatically succeed on the saving throw. A moderate wind, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses the cloud after 4 rounds. A strong wind, at least 20 miles per hour, disperses it after 1 round.
Narga does not have gust of wind, so. Wow, this spell is a lot better than I actually ever thought it was. I was like, Stinking Cloud, this has got to be stupid, but this is actually a really good spell.
I love that actually.
Okay, next, Sim becomes invisible.
Yay!
You can still hear him.
And see the
And
cloud.
the cloud.
Yeah, you can still see the cloud, and you can still hear him.
Can we see like the dispersion ratio in the cloud? Like it's just that's not where the cloud is.
Sure, yes.
It's the predator effect. Like we can.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yes.
Sim, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
How am I going to illustrate this? This is difficult.
I have
Sim.
no idea. This just keeps getting better and better.
He rolled a nat 20.
It's just a goat man like puking.
Yeah, no.
Retching and puking.
It's going to be a solid page in yellow with a slightly lighter yellow outline for where this satyr's body is.
I like the part where he just
Please send me that that picture because that is so gonna be the intro graphic for Sim.
Okay.
Is this scene?
Let me make a note because I'll remember. That'll be the next one. I'm
Okay.
almost done.
So, Sim, you suddenly shrink to the size of an ant, but you, like, hold on to yourself and you bamf back out to your normal size. I need you to make that same saving throw.
wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Polymorph?
Did not go so well the second time.
Okay, so the second time, you're still invisible, but you shrink yourself as if you had cast Enlarge Reduce on yourself. You're like...
Oh man, and I probably landed in my own vomit.
We still have one more spell
Swimming around.
because it was 6 spells, right?
Yeah, 86. All right, So I am going to allow Sim this time because hopefully you've kind of gotten a feel for what's going on. You
Sure.
may choose a target this time around.
Do it. Fucking do it. Come on. Bring it.
Oh, who will it be?
Oh, Lily,
No,
you're
he's not trying to get anyone else.
I think we will all remember that time our sadder friend ate the wand of wonder.
He learned a very valuable lesson today.
Darga learned a great valuable lesson today. Fetch sucks.
So, yeah, he'll just target a tree in the opposite direction from his friends because he's not trying to hurt them.
Okay, the tree is going to automatically fail the save, but leaves, like the tree sprouts forth even more leaves than it
Aw.
already had.
Aw.
Precious.
The person like,
Unless you pick them off, the leaves turn brown and fall off after 24 hours. So, I'm going to say, because the tree has no dexterity whatsoever, all of its leaves are going to fall off within 24 hours.
what do the leaves? Is there anything special about the leaves? Like,
These
do they have a
leaves-
property?
Go ahead, anyone with nature or survival, make that check. It's pretty low, but the DC is pretty low, but
Sim, you just have no idea what's going on.
okay.
Well, we can't actually see Sim right now
No, you can't.
because he's invisible and tiny.
Yeah.
Barrett, you recognize that the tree that suddenly sprouted multitude of leaves, and Shayna and Ro, the tree that suddenly sprouted a whole bunch of extra leaves, these leaves are not the same species that the tree is. Instead, they are cannabis.
I go and pick them.
Because the stinging cloud is still around, Narga will use his prestidigitation to create a wind. That is one of the things the prestidigitation can do. It's going to take 4 rounds.
I was gonna say if you couldn't, I'd see how long Druidcraft would take, but it's a gentle puff of a breeze, so probably.
Druidcraft is no prestidigitation. That is,
Yeah, no, it's much better. I was just if you didn't.
Well, like the best one is actually thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy can actually clear this in a round because thaumaturgy can this is it creates enough powerful wind to rattle windows. So that's got to be way more than 20 miles.
awesome.
Yeah, that's gotta be stronger.
Yeah, I would say so. Awesome.
But I'm gonna just do the thaumaturgy thing. It's gonna be a minute because it's 5 foot square, so I kind of have to disperse it in a cube. But I'm just making a path for Ro, and then be like, ketchup, ketchup, where did you go? Ketchup, ketchup.
vomit and squishes Sim.
Is that a
Yeah,
check for
But he's
skill?
alive because the vomit is the compression.
I've lost both the contact lens and my satyr. Nobody move. Out of curiosity, how much weed do I get?
Considering spell, I would say you actually get fresh leaves, not dried,
Yeah,
about 2 pounds.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
Okay, out of curiosity, so you said the leaves die. They don't disappear, they die, right? So they dry out by themselves?
I was gonna ask.
If they were left on the tree, yes.
Oh,
It
what happens
specifically
when I
says if you pluck them, the effect doesn't necessarily happen. In fact, Ro is probably saving this tree a lot of extra energy by picking the parasitic cannabis.
See, I'm doing a good thing for the tree. That's the only reason I'm doing this. When I get the chance, though, I do dry them properly at the next chance. But that's after healing, because we're pretty burnt. So.
Actually, point of clarification, invisibility is a concentration spell, and I think enlarge reduces a concentration spell. So is he actually invisible now? Or does Wand of Wonder ignore concentration, and he is just both?
So he is not holding the concentration on the spell.
Okay.
I am going to say, because it's Wand of Wonder, both effects are in effect at the same time. and it's going to take at least 5 minutes for them to fade unless someone knocks him out of it, as his stomach has to digest the parts of the wand.
So here's the problem. He turned invisible first and not... So Narga has no idea that he is around... Like, so he's going to do like one of these... Like, he's clearing the mist with prestidigitation, but he's doing one of these things, but it's up top, and Narga's already super tall, so he's like doing this. There's no way he's hitting the ground. So I'm going to do an investigation check, and there's a chance I might step on Sim.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I said the
Go
vomit
ahead.
will just like he'll just sink further down into the vomit that way.
Oh,
Go ahead and do an investigation.
Not even
check
try to
for me.
swim.
gross.
9.
You feel something oddly wet and sticky in between your toes.
I'm gonna like kind of like do one of these like checking, like when you check for dog shit on your foot.
You don't just like kick. You don't just like kick it.
I do like the
I have happy
scrape
dogs have
like
that too.
twice, and then I like look at my foot.
All right, Sim. You get stuck in between Narga's toes. You get scraped across the ground a couple of times, with your face just like getting dragged through the dirt.
Wow,
As
I'm still vomiting.
he picks his foot up, you're still invisible, still super tiny, but you're in between his toes as he is looking at his foot.
Okay, I'm gonna look at my. Or do I just see like vomit?
There's an odd
Speck.
There's an odd section that the vomit seems to be molding
It's
around.
a
Does it slightly itch?
vomit.
Like, is it irritating me?
Homunculus made out of vomit.
I don't know if it would. I think the vomit would be irritating.
Okay,
you.
I'm not gonna like claw it because it is me. I am gonna like slightly scratch at it.
I have a water skull to wash that off before you accidentally decapitate our buddy here. Hold up. Can
I don't actually have claws.
Seriously, I can stun with water, right? Oh my god, is that actually not an ability anymore?
Okay.
Create
So,
water.
Narga, as you go to scratch at the.
Well, actually, sorry, I forgot that because prestidigitation, I will use prestidigitation to clean my foot.
Before you do that, right before that, you do see a little vomit angel happening.
Oh yeah.
I freak out, like stumble backwards. I'm still holding my foot. I see a sign. I haven't read books. Like Narga can't actually read, but Narga has had books read to him from prisoners, and like I think Narga is getting divine revelation.
If I'm done picking cannabis.
Bro,
so
please
we're
look at
beginning
Narga's
the
foot.
This is the episode, but if I'm done picking my cannabis, can I run over to see what he's doing, and when I see what's happening, use create water and wash it off for him?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that.
While-
Whether or not I know it's Sim, I will wash. Yeah, I won't run.
While you're washing him down,
yeah, I'm gonna wash it off.
I'm gonna go look at the carpet and kind of pat down this dead body that we have now and see if I can find anything on him.
Okay. Roll me another d20.
Are you trying to undo the carpet?
You know his bestie Spider's probably helping him with that too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Spider oddly is trying to calm his horse down.
Horse type creature. His ungulates thing.
Yeah, his thing. You do find a interesting bowl.
Hey, bowl.
A bowl. It is actually a very beautiful bowl. It is white with blue script around the outside of it.
Can I read the script or what language? Do I recognize the language?
Which languages do you speak?
Common and Dwarvish.
No, unfortunately, you cannot read the language on it.
Okay. Could I do like maybe an Arcana check?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. No, it's garbage, but why not?
I don't don't know. It seems really pretty, and it kind of
No.
feels maybe like, I don't know, those runes look like they might mean something.
I feel like eventually, like one of us will lose a character or will gain another character that will actually have a good intelligence score.
Yeah.
My next character will be very intelligent.
It's going to be another charismatic, intelligent, manipulative character, or
Just a scholar.
Yeah, no, you've got a beautiful, beautiful bowl.
I'm definitely gonna have to show Sim this mole as soon as we find him.
Once Sim is off Narga's foot, Narga is going to like walk over to the dead body and just start eating.
Okay.
Like what? Wait a minute. What humanoid species is he? Like I missed that.
He is human.
Okay, yeah. Then Narga will start eating.
Human. Sim, when you get washed off of Narga's foot, the invisibility fades. You are still like about this tall.
Yeah, and still sick.
And well, no, the sickness at this point is faded.
Oh, okay.
You are no longer vomiting, and the vomit has been washed off of you.
Now I'm just like, oh God, why? Why?
I'm never eating the wand again.
And it's like super high pitched chipmunky. If anybody's close enough to
I was
hear.
gonna say, Can I hear that now?
Yeah, just hear that.
Are you trying to actively listen for Sim?
Not listen for. I'm probably looking for him, but I'm
Alright.
probably not looking on the ground. I don't know.
So you can go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
If your passive perception is higher, take your passive perception.
Let's see. What is mine? No, and my perception check would be higher. So, hold on. I haven't updated my sheet. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
That is horrible.
You almost step on Sim, but
Oh,
you
no.
do hear his sad moaning
Sad cry.
about why.
Why?
I forgot I have that too, so it's even more difficult to find me, I'm sure.
Oh God.
Well, if you're actively trying to hide.
Yeah, are you trying to hide because you're ashamed, or does Sim not feel shame for this?
It's just embarrassed.
Because sick and laying in the tall grass.
I would like to say, like, I'm glad that Narga, like, well, Sim should be glad Narga is so dumb because otherwise he would be taking like prestidigitation Polaroids of this entire.
You did though. Oh my God.
It has minor illusion, so it's not like he can't recreate this later to be what he wants it to be anyway.
We just have to get him drunk enough and convince him. Probably not too difficult.
Yeah, not hard.
If we make it fun. All right. So if I find out where Sim is, how small is he comparative to me? How tall?
It's like an inch tall.
Yeah, he's about 3 inches tall, max.
It's a empowered, so he dropped down 2 sizes, so he's tiny. He's the
Okay.
Like Thumbelina.
Is he like Ant-Man? Does he retain all of his strength?
no.
I'll
Technically,
reach down
so
for him.
completely out of character. This has always bugged me in this movie. They made this whole thing about him maintaining his mass, except it doesn't make sense considering, like, if he did, like, there would be a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, the actual science behind it doesn't even make sense on a quantum level.
Plus,
But
Yeah.
because you'd still be just as strong as you were when you were tiny.
yeah, the room would have to be in front. But if I find Sim, I mean, he's still invisible, but if I could see or I could tell where he is, I'll reach down and be like,
He is
Where's he
not
at?
invisible anymore.
Okay.
He is just 3 inches tall.
I'll reach down
It washed it
and
away.
be like, do you want to get out of all the vomit and wet grass?
Why?
If I can very delicately pick him up and put him in my hand.
Should have put him in a pocket.
Tiny hair in my hand. Wait, replicate. I have a tiny.
I will say around this, like, Narga is like eating this like it has like an arm of this human that he just like that's been fireballed, so it's already cooked, and he's literally eating it and goes,
No ketchup. Have we learned our lesson about eating random objects?
I will bring him over to see the damage he has wrought.
I feel like this will not deter him from eating like shrooms and other magical properties whatsoever. No.
But he will think twice before ever trying a wand again. Hey, unlike most people, he has tried.
It's part of a lesson. You learned part of a lesson.
I'm gonna turn to Ro and be like, "Hey, I got a bowl he can lay in."
Before you hand it to him, I'll look at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm handing it to Ro
Oh well.
to kind of let him lounge in it.
Oh, let him in it. Okay.
Yeah.
I will put him in the bowl. But when I do I recognize? I know Draconic and obviously Druidic. I don't know if the language is either of those.
I am going to say, because of who I was thinking made this thing, it is draconic.
Ooh, what's it say?
It
It
does.
says, don't read this.
Don't read this, you'll find it.
Hey, don't breathe this.
You must read from the bowl.
It appears to be the draconic runes. Runes.
the ruins, not ruins.
Ruined.
We randomly stumbled upon ruins.
Hey, I'm into it. We touch it, it transports us.
Bowl seems to have the runes on it for a bowl of commanding water elemental.
I'm keeping it.
Is Sim in the bowl just
Hanging
dry?
out.
I mean, he's just like curled up in a ball still because he's not vomiting. I mean, he just vomited a lot.
Yeah.
I would have gave her the bowl like dry, empty.
Flames and farted noxious fumes, and
Yeah.
he was ground across the ground roughly through his own vomit.
I have a question.
He's just laying there like all sad and pitiful.
Oh, sweet, I did. Okay, and Narga goes up and goes, there, and dispels magic.
Okay, Ro, since you are, I think, holding the bowl.
Yeah.
Oh no, Narga is smart enough; he'd pick up him before he does this.
Okay,
All right.
Sorry, I missed that he was in the bowl.
it's irrelevant now, but I do have a question.
Okay.
And my apologies. If I had given Sim at 3 inches tall a good berry, is that still 1 HP, or is it now like converted to his size and hit points? Do we get to do some math? But no. I'm just kidding. I just thought it was really funny to imagine handing him a berry that's like
Oh no,
a third
you
his
can
height.
totally hand him one of your good berries. It does look gigantic, like the size of his head, but if he manages to eat the whole thing, it's still all of the nutrition he needs for the day and heals 1 HP.
I'll give him a berry to see if he wants it really quick before Narga fixes him. Sim, you want a berry? It might help you feel better.
Sim says, I do like berries.
Oh, can I have one?
What?
Whatever you're making. Wait, what is it?
Corona and
I
lime.
don't want to. Can I have a
You want a cider?
All right, I am going to grab a drink real quick. I will be right back.
Drink break. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
I started it.
a fantastic start to the episode, though, like you said.
I'm fine taking as long as we want. This is my last game that I'm gonna have for a while. So
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
this last.
not unless like I end up with a shop full of nerds, which is always a possibility with ETs. But
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
yeah, I know it's difficult. If I was going to the Stratton, I know I'd be good.
Don't torture me.
Because Terry's going to the Stratton and a former D&D in my group was at the chief there, but yeah.
You know that was supposed to be my boat when I left Key West, right?
Oh, I know. I am convinced because I actually kind of know a lot of the people there. I'm convinced like the Stratton is the best boat for a D&D nerd.
Wait, where is this located?
Alameda.
Alameda.
Where they try and go? Where we got from here instead?
I could have gone to the Stratton actually.
Instead of here?
instead of here.
Why are we here?
Because it was a big ass boat, and I thought 2 years on a FRC wouldn't be bad, but
So, Stefan,
here we are.
We did have orders through the Stratton. Like, I had physical orders signed, executed my household goods move,
Oh my
and
god,
then they offered me San Juan.
you poor bastard.
No, if they, I'm convinced if they think you, if they know you play D&D, like they will send you to the Stratton because seriously, it, Grant, Terry, Chester, like it. Apparently, Stefan could have gone.
Yeah.
It's yeah, and I will probably be going for the Stratton in a year. So
I am jealous that you're going to CWIS school, though. I've always wanted to learn that.
I'm actually already a CWIS tech. I'm not going to CWIS school. I'm going to the CWIS billet.
Both Scott and I
Damn.
are CWIS techs, so
Jealous.
That's why we actually get along so well with GMs, is because we are like pseudo
I always get along with ETs, yeah.
Speak the language.
Mm-hmm.
all right. I don't know if anyone can actually see this, but I have a little friend on my shoulder right now.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
a little blue belly lizard.
That's Tim.
That would be Ro.
Did
So-
Puma grab you another friend?
I did, and it was having trouble getting traction on the ground, so I rescued it and put it on my
Aw.
shoulder.
Our cat is murderous to these blue belly lizards, even though she's really not. She's constantly trying to get friends, but you know, friends that she's bigger than.
Yeah.
She's constantly trying to play with the frickin' snake.
I love
Oh my
doing that
God.
when we're playing.
Yeah, just sitting on top of it. What kind of snake do you have?
Bull snake. So really,
Oh,
eventually she'll be a really huge gopher snake, like 10 feet long.
Yeah,
No, they get very big.
I'm
She
jealous.
is probably the most timid and gentle bull snake I have ever
She's
met.
a sweetheart.
Aw.
And bull snakes do mimic rattlesnakes. So if she's startled and I go to pick her up, she'll first hiss and then try to do a little
the-
tail rattle, and it's so adorable.
Because she doesn't have a rattle. She just like hits it against the wall. Anyways,
God, I was-
okay,
I was
so
obsessed.
Sim is invisible or not invisible?
No, Sim is not invisible. You've just dispelled magic. Sim is on the ground, back to his full form,
And cleaned.
Please.
and cleaned, and has a good berry in his hand.
Okay. So that was
Oh, I ate the good berry.
Okay, so you ate the good berry.
So you don't need any more food today.
It took you a while. No.
Sim's kind of like, that was the worst snack I've had in months.
you're
You're telling me.
Narga and I think probably Ro. Both of us are probably still like smoldering.
Yeah, no, I could deal with some healing.
Sim's actually going to be like, actually, Narga. And he's still like lightly slipping into the here and there because he's still stressed from all the throwing. His throat's sore, you know. He's going to suggest that Narga might want to give it a try because the being a dragon part was really cool at first.
And Narga has no use to being dragon, and Narga is part demon. That's more powerful.
But he is going to be like,
Narga's fur is all matted, and Narga will go ahead and cast
Cure Wounds at second level on himself. He'll see what he rolls, and then I'll decide.
Did Shanna get all the cannabis off of the tree?
I took like a half pound from her.
Okay, I'm gonna empower that. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point and empower that so that I can reroll that frickin' one.
Okay, go for it.
Sweet. So 18 points back to Narga.
Yeah.
Really don't have a lot of.
And then he will spend another second level slot to heal Ro.
Oh, thanks.
I will
Yeah.
say
Again, spending another sorcery point to reroll that frickin' 3.
Okay. All right, Ro, you think to activate the bowl, all it's going to take is putting
14
some
points to
water into
Ro.
it and then reading the runes.
Okay. I pulled up the page. Let me just double check that I'm looking at the right thing. When it's filled with water, I use an action to speak the bowl's command word and summon a water element into kind of cast conjure elemental. Is that the right thing?
That is. And
Okay.
just
Making sure.
Snap.
What is Barrett at? He got hit. I know he took half damage, but
I'm at 35 hit points. I'm down 14.
okay. I will first level cast Cure Wounds
It's
on.
just a flesh wound.
Tis the scratch.
Tis but a scratch.
8 points to you.
Huzzah. Thank you. Dude, okay. Hold up.
What's he playing?
Making sure that like he's no longer like actually on fire.
Yeah.
He's eating a hole in the box.
Fine. Once a year.
that happens.
Ah, I gotcha. I gotcha.
He's fine. Alright. Well then, now that
Okay.
everybody's somewhat recovered, if there's anything of the body left, can we check if there's any other clues to who this person used to be until they were crispified and then et?
Oh, he's extra crispy.
You can do a investigation check for me.
He's missing an arm. That's a clue.
God, it's so strange. I wonder what happened to him.
Sim's gonna ask if he had any other snacks on him.
Do I find like a... Is it... Do granola bars?
He's got another arm on him.
Unfortunately, most of his gear is very crispy. His body is cooked to a medium temperature.
What would you say his strength score is? Like, how meaty is this arm? Or is Narga still hungry?
Medium rare.
He was super skinny.
Narga is still hungry. This guy was really skinny. It
Stringy.
looked like he hadn't eaten in a couple weeks type screams.
So, thigh, I guess? He'll, like, walk over with his axe and chop up the next leg.
I think Ro was asking something real quick before you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just saying that we, specifically Travis and I, made a point to make sure that we did some hunting last night before we went to sleep. I don't remember how good our rolls were, but I do remember trying to make sure we found some game for Narga.
Your rolls were good enough that you found
Okay.
a very defensible campsite, you found water, and you found like rabbits or deer that you could,
Okay, good.
or possibly sloths. I mean, it is the jungle.
Yeah, Narga's favored food is unfortunately human.
Yeah.
Well, when you're done with that, I have some less than favorable options.
I think after he eats this leg, he will go to the delicacy that is Akira Mountain oysters.
No. I'm upset that I know what you're referencing, and I eat meat. I shouldn't know.
You know.
How dare you?
Okay. Narga.
Constitution.
All right. If this is something you really don't want to hear, let me know now.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, okay. So Narga, you go for the Akira Mountain oysters, and they taste like regret and solitude.
Narga's favorite flavor. It's like an incel. Like that is actually his favorite meat is incel.
Yeah. Not what it doesn't.
It's
quite
all
have-
the flavor of real human without any of the regret of killing them.
This particular set doesn't have the hate that is like the spicy flavor of incel. I'm gonna go with.
I refuse. No.
I'm going with the joke. I'll be back. Bye.
I'll draw orange. I'll draw this. No. I'm drawing the line.
Yeah, we're okay with endangering children. We're okay with orgies.
Yes.
We are not okay.
This is where we draw the line.
This is where I draw the line in drawing the lines to make the picture. Yes, I'm not.
No, this is where you literally must draw the lines.
I made the joke first.
Oh,
I'm just right there with you.
okay, I'm pretty sure that I have tortured you guys enough on your track.
Nonsense.
So, as you travel to Sherwood, you do still have a couple more days
Yeah.
of travel. Is there anything you want to work on your way in your downtime? Because you do have at least 8 hours every night where you are either on watch or working on repairing your gear. You can do things like attempt to make potions if you have herbalist kit or alchemist kits. You can do things like tanning hide. That sounded odd. Sorry. You can do something like if you had found some creature that you wanted to attempt to take down and take their hide to augment your gear, you could start the work on that if you were proficient in leatherworking tools, tanning tools, smithing tools, something like that. Like, we could work in if you want to do something.
Yeah.
Because you do have like 2 to 3 days before you reach Sherwood. And I do want to bring this up because I don't think it's really come up in our other campaigns except off screen. But
Okay.
this is something that when you have downtime, you can actually ask for things to do, including like Sim, like your compatriots are sleeping, and you can actually go out and try to find pockets of fey-like creatures or innocent shepherdesses or something similar. Like, these are things you can still say that you want to attempt while you travel.
How long would it take to properly dry out the cannabis, or could I combine that could I combine that with making potions of healing? Because I do have the herbalism kit.
Okay, so typically with an herbalism kit, and you are a druid, so I believe you are proficient in that. It
Yeah.
normally takes a week to make a regular potion of healing, but I will say that with the cannabis, it is going to cut it down to 3
THC
days.
potions of healing.
Yeah.
Brownies of healing? Is that what we're getting?
Oh, please. Cookies of healing.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So it is going
Alright.
to cut it down to about 3 days. There are going to be some slight side effects from it, though.
You know what? I'll take it.
Okay.
How do I write potion of healing?
I'm sure Sim would much prefer those over magic wands.
So by the time you get to Sherwood, you are going to have a full 12 cookies of healing,
Yes.
which it's because you're doing a batch thing and you can actually do it with edibles versus a single potion.
Yeah.
It's not a distilled thing. It's a little more potent in its side effects. Each cookie is going to cause applicable effects as though you were on cannabis. You're going to get very hungry, almost as though you had licked a red grung, where you might spend an entire action eating.
Trying to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or in search of food.
Yeah,
Is
or in
standard-
search of food.
Is it standard potion of healing 2d4 plus 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, out of curiosity, is like one of them going to have that weird effect where you just get super paranoid?
Yes.
Yes, and we don't
It
know
is-
which one.
Get violently high.
It is going to be like a d6 roll when you take the cookies.
Oh,
On a 6, if you could
I'll
actually
note
write
that.
this down,
Yeah,
on a 6, it
become paranoid.
you become paranoid of everything.
All caps and.
All right. I will say, because I have been somewhat mean
No.
with
I will say that Narga actually like aided in the process of baking. Like he has no idea what's going on, but he did create the bonfire hot enough, like
Thank you.
so like
Actually, go ahead.
to create the. This is actually a term, but like Dutch oven system
Yeah,
to bake while camping.
I appreciate that.
I will say that it does take up all of Rose
Yeah.
canvas.
Okay, that's fair.
Is the Bahir body close by? Can I try to use my smithing tools?
Okay. Before you leave your first camp, yes, the Bahir body is very close by. You can walk back to it. A lot of it disintegrated, so I am going to need a survival check to see if you can find any parts.
Gotcha.
I will say when Narga is not help like setting the bonfire and making sure everything is hot enough in order for whatever like he legitimately has no idea what Ro's doing, but he's helping out.
Helpful, yeah.
He will start like poking the shadows trying to find out where that cat thing went. Like every single tree is just like
Could be here.
All right. With that 21 survival, it is like chunks of hide, but you do find enough where you think with the right smithing tools and time, you might be able to either augment your armor or augment a shield.
Sweet. Definitely gonna augment some armor.
All right. It is going to take a week, unfortunately, with continual time
Carving and
with continual time working on it, like tanning the hide and then working it into your armor type thing. Once the week is ended, your armor is going to have resistance to lightning.
hells yes.
Okay. So you are all working on that on your way back to Cherwood. When you reach Cherwood, and I have moved your marker to Cherwood, it looks like the entire town/city. It's like in that one of those mid-states. All of them are packing up and are working their way towards the mountains. As you are getting closer to Cherwood, you are seeing more and more families passing you with their animals and whatever they could salvage of their lives with them. When you make it to Cherwood, I mean, those that came in on a ship, Narga and Barrett specifically, you do know that on a normal day, you wouldn't see a naked, short, and wiry man laughing and grinning as he barrels down the street, knocking people over as he sprints through the crowds. But today you are seeing this as people are trying to flee Sherwood.
Sim, do you have a cousin?
Chasing after him are a small contingent of City Watch, each breathing heavily from the exertion of running in armor.
Seriously, Sim, you have a cousin or something. This seems very...
Lots. Do you not have cousins where you're from?
Not really. We tend to eat each other.
Ones that run naked.
All right. The naked man shouts as he passes by you, and I am about to move your tokens to a different map, by the way. He lets out a whoop of excitement as he bounds toward the most desolate, abandoned area of
So I need clarification. Does he actually run beside, like past us, or does he like turn before he meets up with us?
Yeah. It becomes
Okay.
Because if
So,
person.
hopefully you all can see this.
you haven't switched us yet.
Right, I switched myself. Sorry. Terribly sorry.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, so at the very northern section of the map, you should see your characters.
Mm-hmm.
Right here is him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is going to run past you down this alley.
Oh.
So,
Okay, I kind of want to move to intercept and clothesline his ass.
okay. With that, we will start him there.
Yeah. Can I ready hold person as a backup, like whether he succeeds or not?
All right, so I am going to need initiative checks from everyone. Real quick, where is that? Da, da, da.
Ouch. I was gonna ready entangling shot, but I think that roll.
I swear to God. Do you have that bow? Who has it? You're forbidden. Oh wait, actually I think I have it.
Can I just like chuck the bow at him instead of actually using an arrow?
You would do just as badly throwing it as you would firing an arrow.
You know the hand axes are actually a throwing weapon too, right?
Don't encourage him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
throw things. He's not good at it.
All right, before I do this, because it did seem to work really well with Paladins, Scott, can you help me with the initiative tracker?
Sure. Go to there should be the ruler, and then there should be. There, I'll just go over there and point it out to you.
Okay, so ruler, yes. Oh,
Whoa.
Should be the time, the clock.
Look at the shrapnel.
this
I
one.
told you.
Cardboard.
And then it just lays on it.
All right, so how do I add things?
Go to
Oh.
the thing. Should be. Sorry. Let's see. I just forget. Advanced. Double click. I just forget. Sorry.
No, I've never done it, so your assistance is appreciated. Add turn. Okay.
Just
I-
kind of. Sorry.
I think you need to scroll. Wait, I don't know what you did.
I scroll. Sorry. Dang it, you're so far up.
Well, just move her down for a moment.
Okay, sorry.
No. Okay.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
And then you can
Click
just
on it and.
enter her initiative and then press enter. Otherwise, it won't. Okay.
Okay, so Shayna's was 15.
And it won't auto generate, so just hit this the gear icon and say order by number. What does that mean?
Alright, that's Spider. Spider, I'm just gonna go with 0. Okay, interesting. No, I need you down a little further. Narga Sim, Shayna Spider, Steph. So Barrett was 3. And then. And Sim already rolled his, right?
No, but there was a number there, so I stopped because I didn't know if I was doing that or not. I would love to.
Yes, please roll your initiative.
Okay.
It's on the spoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's way better than the 8 that I see in the tracker beside my name.
You're lucky that.
All right. I need to figure out how to add this 5.
He looks like he's gonna do it. Oh, don't try to look at his head. Oh, you.
Hmm.
Yeah, look at his head. It's a toy. And it's technically recycling.
Add turn. Okay. And 5. All right, and now I hit this.
Oh, we can totally get up.
Which thing did you say I needed to hit, Scott?
There should be a gear icon at the bottom of it.
Yeah?
Click on that.
Ascending or descending?
Descending.
Alright.
Babe.
And then you'll just hit the arrow each time a person's turn is done.
That is pretty cool, honestly. Okay, so Sim,
See?
you are up first. And so you do hear this naked person
Mm-hmm.
running away from some guards. I am going to release this lizard out into the front yard because I do realize it is actually distracting me each time it moves.
Take your time.
Think for a moment what you want to do with this person who is running through the streets, shoving people out of his way. There are various races who are not used to nudity that gasp as he runs by. And I will be right back.
Sure.
Well, Narga should cost hold person, but he is definitely going to try to clothesline this guy because it's funny. I don't know.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I was just waiting for her to get back.
Okay.
I definitely have to redeem myself with this ensnaring strike.
You're going to use your bow, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
No, you can't. I have your bow.
You don't have my bow.
Yes, I have your bow. I confiscated it. Yes.
When did this occur? I do not recall.
Shane will kill me for saying this, but you can do ensnaring strike with a thrown weapon and hit him with your throwing axe.
Which you're at least actually proficient in. Are you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you may.
I may kill this naked man.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure you can. I don't know how you do like non-lethal damage with a tomahawk.
You throw it upside down so that the back end hits.
If you tell her that you may have to make some special save, but that would be amazing.
Oh my god! I throw the blunt end of the axe. If I critical miss,
Kill a man.
yeah, then the sharp end hits him instead. And I
Just
split
like-
his skull open.
Yeah, like right
Yeah.
into his neck.
Yeah.
Yay, the boss is back. Yay.
Yay!
So while you were gone, we burned down the whole village. And I'm kidding.
'Twas I who set the house ablaze.
Reality check now. Sim, upon seeing the naked man running, will say, "Oh, are we streaking? Here, Narga, let me help you with your jacket." And he starts trying to help Narga out of his top.
That would be interesting because Narga legitimately only wears pants most of the time. He's kind of like Donald Duck. Well, he's the reverse of Donald Duck, I guess.
I think probably then Sim is trying to pull your cloak off, which
Yes.
you have mentioned on occasion.
Oh yeah, I do have a cloak.
Okay, there you go. I'm trying to help you remove your cloak so that you can
Or
join us. in
possibly
the-
his smoking jacket.
He does not have a smoking jacket.
He totally has the smoking jacket at this point.
Outvoted.
Oh my god.
No, that might happen later, but it's a possible thing.
Anyway, that's Sim's turn. Like, he thinks we're going to go streaking, and he's trying to help the big guy get prepared.
All right. Sorry.
And Narga like undoes his clasp because currently he's being grappled by Sim, and will go 5, 8, 10. We'll go like right here, and prep his attack action for grapple, which is basically he's gonna clothesline this guy. He's not trying to do damage, but he's trying to grapple him, which I interpret as him like just holding out an arm and then like while the guy has his back turned is just gonna clothesline him. But he has to get closer because I want him to use his momentum to like.
Should use your tail. Oh boy.
Because he is running, right? Like it's not like he's.
He is running, and that check was actually him trying to see if you could see that. Would you mind giving me, I'm guessing, a deception check, because you are trying to step in and then clothesline him when he's not anticipating it, right?
Sure.
All right, a deception. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Ro, you're up next.
Oh, the boxes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the boxes don't quite line up. I'm terribly, terribly sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I was just, what do I do?
You're like, what?
Yeah, like, how did I mess that up?
It's actually pretty epic because it's like exactly halfway. So
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just like,
Yeah,
what did I mess up?
I somehow managed that. I don't
No,
exactly.
can I set up hold person as a reaction? I know I'll still lose it, but can I set that up for when Narga clotheslines him successfully and he falls to the ground? Can I stop him there, basically? I don't want to ruin Narga's fun, but I kind of want to be part of it.
So you're holding your action to do hold person as soon as Narga's clothesline happens.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can totally do that.
succeed or fail, right?
Yes,
Right. Whether
or fail.
yeah, like if he ducks, I'll cast it anyway.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure Narga gets the opportunity because I feel like he needs a win after the last couple episodes. He's been really sad, especially for that cat. I want him to have this.
All right. So it's his turn, and he goes 5, 10. The clothesline has happened.
Do I get advantage because he doesn't know it's coming?
Yeah, you do.
So this is an
He
athletics
going to
check.
Shove you. That's not what's going to happen. So you get advantage on this.
So 15.
Yeah, that hits. You clothesline him. It hits him square in the throat. He is falling back. Ro casts hold person, which is a
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed.
As this is happening, Sim is gonna now say to Barrett, "Oh, not streaking? Orgy?"
He is definitely paralyzed as he falls to the
Rough,
ground.
dude.
He is stiff as a board.
Ew.
He's like stiff as a board. Where do you go with this?
It is related to you, SketchUp.
Yeah.
He likes being hit hard.
No, let's not go there. Let's not introduce that to the campaign.
All right, Barrett, you are up.
I was. So he's held now, right?
Yeah.
He is paralyzed on the ground. Like his eyes can still move, but he himself cannot currently.
I'm gonna kind of announce to everyone nearby, like, don't worry, and I'm gonna try to throw like whatever scrap fabric I have on top of him.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were going to say
Okay.
I'm glad that's trying to cover.
I'm doing the civil thing. Yeah, you're welcome. Rude.
So you cover him in a scrap of fabric.
That's a rude presumption.
Oh, it is a scrap. I'm not giving him my good linens.
Hold on, I've got a cloak.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big globe, too.
I just go ahead and throw Narga's cloak across him because I'm helpful.
All right, I am going to allow that on your turn.
Oh, we're still on turns. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do believe with hold person, he does get a chance at the end of his turn again to
All right.
try to break free.
Yes.
So
Good. I'm also gonna ready then an ensnaring strike on my hand axe, just in case.
okay.
Well, his speed is still 0. He's paralyzed. I'm pretty sure he's because he has to spend it. So he has to at the end of his turn he can break the paralysis, but then he's still grappled by me.
Right.
Gotcha.
So you could technically.
So technically he's not on the ground. Like I clotheslined him and then I grabbed my neck around, hand around his neck. So it was just like.
If by some miraculous reason he escapes your hand, I'm gonna bonk him on the head with the bludgeoned end of my hand axe.
Okay. Spider's turn is up next. However, his horse is freaked out in the town, and he is spending his action trying to calm it down. Which I think is fair. Pretty sure Travis would approve. The guards, who I didn't actually put in the initiative tracker, who go 10, 15, oh god, armor is so heavy. Sim, you are up next.
Sim will finish his wandering up there to aforementioned cloak dropping onto the guy and say, "So I'm confused. Are we not streaking?" And he's looking at Ro for direction.
Yeah.
Not streaking. What a waste of a day. Sorry, Naruto. I didn't know it was that kind of a party. And that's probably his turn.
Okay. Narga, you still have this guy grappled.
Okay, for clarification, I have this guy grappled. Ro has paralyzed him, so anything I do would be an instant crit.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot.
Not kill one person. Let's just knock him unconscious. Poke him out. Stop crushing his wind.
Narga's eyes go that weird purple color that it goes when he's about to cast inflict wounds.
They like fully dilate.
Stop.
However, he will turn to the people approaching. Is this an evildoer? Must he be punished? And he will, and I will actually, even though I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let him do this, he will hold a 3rd level inflict wounds if they if they indicate that he needs to die or anything like he needs to be punished, like by Narga, he will inflict wounds.
Okay, we will get to their response on their turn.
Okay.
Because otherwise I don't think it's fair to anything anyone else wants to do.
No, I'm.
Ro, you're up next.
One holy on and I'll yell out, "Is this a bad guy or not? Because if he's bad, he's dead."
With both of your turns, I will say one of the guards, in breathing heavily in their armor, says, "He's wanted for questioning."
I'll turn to Narca really quick because I've got the 6 seconds. Does that count as evil? I think that means it hasn't been decided yet.
I think that means they want him alive. Okay, so I am going. So I am not. I'm going to use my reaction to, instead of casting inflict wounds, use the other thing I can do, which is shocking grasp, which I should be able to electrocute somebody and knock them unconscious, right? Like as a giant taser.
Depends on how much damage you do.
This is D&D, not
Oh shit.
Roll for damage. I don't need you to roll to hit because he is.
Well, it's an instant crit, so let me look up something real quick.
Don't kill him, please.
I will
You're
say
just gonna
that
burn him.
Narga is trying to actually knock him unconscious, so Narga is going to do his best to knock him unconscious.
Thank you. Yeah, let's have one encounter where we don't kill people immediately.
I'm sorry, did you not catch the part where he's part demon? That's not how they roll.
26 points of lightning damage.
He is still awake. Wait, is that doubled already?
Yeah, that's doubled already.
All right, he is still awake. He goes. He,
I did burn my second, 3rd level spell, so I'm at a 3rd level.
Is he
withhold
stiffer than a fourth
person.
now?
Withhold person.
like it?
When he is attacked by a party member, does he get to do the saving?
I don't.
He gets
No,
when he
it's
takes when he takes damage. Yes, he gets to make his saving throw, but it's not an advantage. He just has to make the save.
It doesn't say that. It just says the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw
Oh.
or be paralyzed for the duration at the end of each of its turns.
Okay,
If
so
you make it-
he doesn't get his saving throw.
It's not when they're attacked.
All right. No, so he goes.
It's gonna fail anyway, but still.
He is oddly still awake.
I'm trusting this guy.
I should have done the necrotic damage. This guy is very tough.
All right. At the end of his turn, he rolls a 14. What is your spell saving DC?
Not enough.
All right. No, he is still
Or 16.
held.
He's still grappled.
He is
Yeah,
still
cool.
grappled, and he is still in the hold person.
Barrett, knock him out.
Yeah, I see him kind of resist the electric, and I'm like, oh, fuck this. And I smack him with the handle of my hand axe.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack with
Advantage.
advantage, and if you hit, it's going to be an automatic crit, but you are saying you want to disable him, not kill him?
Yes.
Okay. So roll with advantage, which 22 definitely hits, so it's going to be a crit. So double the dice when you roll,
Oh, God.
but if you knock him to 0, he's going to be unconscious instead of dead, because you have specified you are trying to knock him unconscious.
Yeah. 1 second. Alright, that should be it.
He is unconscious with your first blow. Now, if you want to hit him a second time, you are going to kill him.
I'm good.
Okay.
I just kind of, just do like one quick, like, thwap right between his eyes.
We only needed that.
Narga. Due to you being a gnoll, would you give me a perception check with advantage for smell?
Sure.
I guess.
I'm sorry, do you not want me to give you extra information depending on your abilities?
No, that's fine. 15.
This person who is now unconscious in your arms, now that you've gotten a second to breathe in and contemplate it, smells very rat-like.
Bear rat.
Like, okay, I need clarification. So, like,
Oddly smells
like lycanthrope, or like
weird.
Viren?
No, he does not smell. He smells similar to a Viren, but it has that weird, corrupted smell lycanthropes have, as well as the human smell as well.
Okay, is Narga aware of the issues that Savra, like the gnolls and the lichen? I need to know from time frame, because depending upon when this is happening right now, the Savra, the gnolls and the lycanthropes are about to have a huge war, so I need to know what's going on.
This is happening literally just about 2 days before the tidal wave of the Dreamer waking up.
Okay, so I don't have any specific reason to hate the lycanthropes right now.
No. You
Okay.
do not have any specifics right now.
Then I don't. Then I just go. "Ugh." That's it. That's my only reaction to that.
All right. I think because he's unconscious, we can now go out of initiative.
Narga will, like, when it's his turn again, unless somebody stops him, will go ahead and toss the limp body to the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he really doesn't care. He just thought the clothesline was funny and it was weird.
That should work with full turn. But if
I couldn't quite hear you. Sorry.
that should count. Like that should be fine even with the full person. Paralyzing him, not necessarily angry.
Still couldn't hear you. Sorry.
That should still count even with hold person, right? Because it's not hold person is just paralyzing him, not anchoring him to a single spot.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, then definitely. I'll continue to use hold person until they have him and
If they cuff him or anything like that.
And he's unconscious, so he can't make a wisdom save or anything, so.
Yeah.
Nope. The guards cuff him. They do thank you proficiently. It's like he's part of the clan Saber that have just recently come in. We're trying to find out if they're involved with some things. Thank you so much for stopping him.
What do you
None
think
of us expected him to strip naked and run.
What do you think that they're involved in?
You can probably talk to Sasavo for a little more information, but some of the farming families who started farms a little further south, a lot of us had cautioned them against doing that because they weren't going to be as close or protected, but it looked like a lot of the farms down south were starting to get attacked viciously by things. And these people, this clan Saber, has recently come into town and have started causing problems of breaking into people's homes, stealing stuff, and generally causing problems. So it was lining up where they might be involved, but we haven't been able to catch any of them. So thank you very much. We finally at least got this guy.
Sure. Well, we're happy to be of assistance. Out of character, was that Saber? S-A-B-E-R?
S-A-B-R-E.
Oh, Saber that way. Got it.
Yeah.
I typed that wrong.
They are attacking your food supply? They are most evil. They must be punished. I am sorry that I did not.
What did you do? How did you cast that to the TV?
I did not mean to.
Sorry, he casted the whole stream to the TV.
I did not mean to.
And then the whole speaker system. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
It's all good. Narga now has the hiccups because his player has the hiccups, and it is super aggravating.
I tried to refresh my camera and hit the wrong button, so there we go.
The guards do say we're not sure if they're involved in the attacks on our food supply, but
Oh, you've got food? Is there a party? I mean, we've got naked people. There's food. We should have a party.
well, once we get everyone safe into the mountains, I'm pretty sure we're going to celebrate after
The mountains.
Yeah,
Do you have
whatever
any
happens, happens.
buttons?
I'm not sure. Llewellyn said some stuff and then she left. She just fucking left.
Sim kind of walks up to this person that's speaking and is like, "You don't look like a dwarf. Why would you think that mountains are a good place for a party?"
Well,
What you trying to say?
Llewellyn said that we needed to get to high ground.
Llewellyn said that.
Ooh, she wants to get high?
Well, I
Ro
don't.
can help with that. She's got some sweet cannabis. I did not.
High
want to
ground
reach
is
that.
always the best ground. It is the most optimum place to cut people's legs off and an arm and leave them in a volcano to become a Lord of Darkness.
While my colleagues display their quirks, I'll really quick try to distract, not necessarily put my hands on their faces and push them back, but the social equivalent of that in stepping forward and saying, is there any way we can help with carrying out Llewellyn's orders?
Absolutely. We are trying to get the most vulnerable families as high in the mountains as we can, as quickly as possible. And it does seem like the farms to the south, due to whatever's happening, have not been listening to the request for evacuation.
Did you say please? Please is very effective with humans, I've learned.
Did they say why? I mean, if you said...
I honestly am not sure. Sasava has been trying to deal with this, though she is also trying to deal with the general coordination of the evacuation with Yasab. But it does seem like the families down south, like they're the ones we're not reaching for some reason.
we can try and help. Are either Sasava or Llewellyn still here that I could speak to?
Sasava is still here. Llewellyn is very much gone. No one, except maybe Sasava, is even aware where she's gone. She is just
Gone.
gone. With
This Llewellyn person seems like a coward and should be punished
Sim starts
accordingly.
drumming on the building
I-
right beside him. It says, "When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone."
I truly don't know. There is something going on in the background that I'm not aware of. Sasava has been very supportive of whatever reason Llewellyn has left for, and it sounds like she has taken as many of the eggs or children without families with her. But I honestly don't know. You would have to ask Sasava for more information.
Could you tell me where she is?
Sasava, she is probably at the temple.
Okay, we'll go there.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right.
Who is this
Ro
Yasab
has
person? You mentioned him as well.
Yasab is our mayor. He is instrumental in the main part of our evacuation. He is Sasava's husband. They both have been a conjoined force of recommending we follow Llewellyn's instruction to get us all to the mountains.
Well, Ro's definitely going to start heading towards the temple where Sasava would be after politely ending this conversation with
Yeah, she is inspired.
I,
I ask what they're gonna do with this rat, and I give him a slight kick, and kind of grab Narga's cloak back.
We are going to take him, well, I guess, to the guardhouse, and we are going to chain him, and we are going to interrogate him regarding possible Clan Saber's interactions with what's happening to our farmsteads. However, this guy has been pretty squirrely in the past, and
You should take this you should take Ketchup with you. He likes chains. He might be good with it.
I do like chains.
do you want
he has escaped captivity twice already, and we don't know how.
Maybe you should be incentivizing him to want to stay.
Well, do you
Are you volunteering to help Sim?
I mean,
Be entertaining for you.
really? Would it?
Keeping a man in chains wanting to stay there?
I think Sim's gonna need a few brownies.
Okay, I can
Cookies.
apply my craft.
Narga is very good at making people want to leave, not very good at making people want to stay. But Ketchup seems to be very good at making people want to stay.
Yes, Narga is very good at making people want to leave. I am very good at making people want to stay.
Okay, well, we would appreciate your help. If you are as influential as you mean, and they are looking at you a little weird, but they also seem a little desperate in the fact that they're dealing with an entire evacuation and this shit. They're not entirely sure if they trust you because you
Have a charisma of 20? What? It's not good enough for them?
It's because you're a satyr.
Racist
right now.
motherfuckers.
No, 100%. It's because they have not come in contact with a satyr before. They have dealt with things like drow and Yuan-Ti and dwarves and Viren and the weirdness that is missed. This is the first time that this guardhouse has seen a satyr, and they are not sure what to make you.
Well, they'll make a good time out of it if they play their cards right.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
I will say Narga is going to try to normally he's very differential to females, but he feels like he's going to relate more to Yasab. So he is going to wander off and try to find the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's where we're headed, actually. If
Yeah, so the temple is where Sasava is going to be. The mayor is going to be probably closer to the courthouse and the center of town, which does have an interesting statue in the middle of it.
I would ask Barrett and Spider if they can stick with Narga, because I can talk to Sasaba on my own. But I'd rather everybody, as much as possible, be in one spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna run after Narga and try to give him his cloak back.
I don't know what you think
Me-
Spider would do.
Yelling, "You may want to wash this."
It was just on the
Narga will actually go ahead and like snap his fingers and cast bonfire on the cloak and just burn it.
I don't need this anymore. Boom.
Definitely going to get him a smoking jacket.
Yes. I'll help you make a design.
Oh my
in real
God.
life. I have so many.
That is totally something that came up with Shayna and me doodling the other night.
My mentality for like the logo on the back right is like a hyena skull that's smoking a cigar that's just erupting in flames or something.
Like a bomber's jacket.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Scott is grabbing me a drink.
Yay!
Yay.
He's well
Where
trained.
do you want to start? Do you want to the group in general? Do you all want to go to Sasava? Do you want to split off to Yasab and Sasava?
It sounds like
Does Sim have some other objective?
yeah. Let's start.
Sim is gonna go help motivate this guy and start making a name for himself in this town.
All right.
We've got a point to prove now.
Oh, I do, because as soon as like he is set in the chains and everything, he is gonna use enthralling performance to just seduce everybody in the room. It's gonna be a good time.
What song are you gonna sing? Gotta think of that.
I don't have to sing with that.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Oh shit.
But
What's that?
I would actually really love for Scott to play both of those characters, but that's not gonna happen.
Aww.
What was that? Yeah, I would totally love you to do that. That's gonna be amazing.
He looks so excited.
Yeah, I will play Sasava.
She's probably easier to play than Yasab.
She is. She's pretty straightforward. Yasab is not. Okay. As you enter the center of town before you all split off, the guardhouse is going to lead Sim away with their prisoner. The statue in the center of town is a grung with a giant dire otter next to them.
Huh.
Sim, I'm sorry.
I was just asking. I'm assuming it's cute because it's an otter.
It's a giant river
Gigantic.
otter. They look slightly derpy.
Out of weird curiosity, is Malit with Sasaba or is Malit with Yasab?
I actually think Malit would be with Yasab.
Okay.
That is actually really important. So, Sim, the guards take their prisoner, dragging him through the streets to the guardhouse, which is very close to the courthouse. So those that are going to talk with Yasab would be following along until you two split off. The guards, realizing he's kind of hurt, one of them actually pours a very weak healing potion into their throats. It's almost like a good berry. It heals them just 2 health points. And he is tied up in a chair. And he wakes up looking around and he goes, "Man, dude, you weren't willing to help the guy out? I mean, it's obvious that I am definitely being preyed upon. I mean, come on, I'm totally naked."
Sim just kind of looks him up and down. He says, "Oh, honey, you've got a lot to learn. How are you being preyed upon? And this is what you call naked? You can do better."
Okay. He cocks his head. I mean, his hands are behind his back. He cocks his head and looks at you. Huh. Interesting. So what's going on here, guys? I don't think it's illegal in this town to, run naked through the streets yet. Possibly. What can I do you for? And the guards start wanting to have information about the clan Saber. And he is being very reticent about providing any information. They are insinuating that Clan Saber is directly responsible for whatever's happening with the farms down south. And he's just being super cagey. So you can do an insight check if you would like.
Sure. And then he might even try and weigh in after that.
Yeah. I'm not sure. My roll 20 did not populate that.
It's an 8.
He...
Sim's probably bored and barely paying attention.
All right. I am
Sim's
going to
like
ask
waiting for
for
his turn.
just 1 second. My entire roll 20 froze. So I hope you guys can hear me, but all of you guys are
Yes,
frozen
we
right
can.
now.
The question is, can Skin not?
We can hear you.
Scott.
Oh God.
We can hear you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
This is not right.
You're completely frozen, but we can hear
You're
you.
frozen, but we can.
My entire computer is frozen. Like, I can still hear you all,
No.
which is so weird.
Yeah.
But my computer is actually frozen.
That is bizarre.
I even tried Control-Alt-Delete, and you guys can still hear me, but I can't hear or... I mean,
We will wait here if you want to restart.
Yeah. There we go.
Nope, I'm gonna run.
I'm out.
Everybody hide.
Yeah, we'll wait here until you're.
She's already gone.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've had this thing for like 4 months. I have no idea how to play it, so you're just gonna hear me strum things.
Okay.
It is gorgeous.
Pretty.
It's a mandocello.
Love it.
It's the bass version of a mandolin, so it's weird.
No, it's pretty. I love it.
That is awesome.
Is it working, or can you still not hear us?
I can hear. We can't hear you, Becca.
I can.
I can't hear her. That's the only.
Oh.
I'm
you-
gonna go ahead and reconnect.
So
Give me a
no,
second.
She's disconnected. Well, aren't you fancy?
Oh,
No, I just reconnected.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. I think all of us are there.
Gotcha.
Okay. I got a little waylaid with that. I'm sorry. So, Sim,
Yes.
he seems like he wants out, but is, in your opinion, seeming to be genuine.
So here's what I'm going to do, because I can do everyone with this. Sim is going to say, I have a story that I think could really be beneficial here. At which point, he's going to go into an oratory, completely fictitious and ridiculous story with things that probably seem like he's trying to be metaphorical, but are just complete and utter gibberish. But he's going to do it in the fascinating, enthralling performance ability, which is now in your text field.
With seductive fey magic.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be quite the story.
all fey magic is seductive.
God.
Wisdom saving throw against your spell DC or be charmed by you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you did in the temple, or not the ziggurat.
It is. It's
amazing.
The reason that I took this college is for things like this. So the spell DC is 16, by the by.
Nope. The prisoner is. Yeah. Nope.
Sweet, I have them all under my throw. That's why, basically, this was like a filibuster story. Just
Okay, yeah,
No
no.
trouble.
All 4 of the guards plus the prisoner are
Yep.
charmed by you.
fantastic. Once I have them charmed, I'm going to use this to start trying to get to the root of exactly what is going on here, and use this newfound friendship to get real answers out of some people.
I think I misheard something at the end. Could you re-say the last part? I'm sorry.
Sim is attempting to use this newfound friendship to get some true answers out of both the guards and the prisoner as to exactly what is going on here.
All right. The guards will tell you they really do think Clan Saber is involved somehow. They're not sure how, because they haven't gotten any information yet. They just know that the farms down south are getting attacked somehow. This person is going to let you know that Clan Saber, I don't know, we might be a little bit involved, but we're just really trying to get, the Malar awake so we can get the power to hopefully go back to Kolkarin's Rest and face Mary and her forces. We fled there because she was starting to experiment on our people, and it wasn't going well for us.
Does that word Malar mean anything to Sim?
No.
Okay. He will probably make a point of being very interested in following up on these things. And for the guards, he'll want to know like what reason they have to detain him if they're just shooting in the dark, like legally.
So the group that are calling themselves the Clan Saber arrived in Sherwood like 4 days ago. And within the last 4 days is when the homesteads to the south have started getting attacked. Like, the reason they are focusing on this group of people is because of the time frame they made it to Sherwood.
Gotcha.
It sounds like the homesteads to the south not only are being harassed, but people are going missing.
Oh boy.
And does our other friend here know anything about the missing people in their grand scheme of awakening whatever this Malar is, which I'm very curious about?
All right, so he is charmed by you. He considers you a friend. I do still need a persuasion check with advantage to try to get that information out.
Sure. That's a 25.
Oh yeah, that is totally a 25. When we wake Malar, he's going to need life force to feed upon to provide us the power necessary to take on Mary and
So
her chimera. And
So
he
you-
does use the term chimera.
Chimera. Does Sim know what a chimera is?
You could do a history check for me.
Sure, I can do a history check for you. I don't like to assume that I know things,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Eh,
You think that he is referring to a creature with the head of a dragon, a goat, and a...
snake?
I don't
Yeah.
remember the third head, but it does have like a snake tail.
Mm-hmm.
snake on its tail.
I feel like there was an eagle in there somewhere, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
it was eagle wings.
Snake, goat, dragon.
Thank
Snake,
you.
okay.
So you think that he is referring to one of those.
Okay. So
Um,
I'm literally gonna just roll with. So you are kidnapping the homesteaders so you can feed them to your chimera because it's got 3 mouths to feed and it's gonna be hungry.
well, Memenon is saying that that's necessary. We haven't actually completed any of the rites yet.
But our other friends here are justified in asking you if you're taking these people because you took them.
Eh,
Eh,
yeah, eh. Well, just the kids.
that's fair. And you guys, and he turns to the guards, have been very rude in just assuming that he had anything to do with this personally. I mean, did you even think to ask him nicely like I did what was going on? You should really consider being more polite in the future.
They do kind of hang their heads, but they go, I mean, we did try, but he ran away from us when we were at the bar.
I mean, look at him. He's a fine specimen of beauty. You can't just chain him up and expect him to be your plaything. You need to treat him with respect and honor his commitment to be your friend, okay? You can't just chain him down. He's got to be willing, he's got to know he can run free when the time comes. You're never going to get anywhere this way, gentlemen. You need to really evaluate how you do things around here.
Oh my god.
Okay, noted. The guards are definitely feeling your lecture.
Good. But so is the guy who's kidnapping children.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
Which we will get back to you and them in a moment. Shall we go to the group that is going to talk to Sisava?
That was, I think, just me.
Okay.
Everybody else was going to see Asab.
All right. So you enter the temple, and it is a temple to multiple gods, not just the Lord of Serpents or the Serpent Lord, depending on which group you're talking to. They call them the same thing.
Okay.
They do also have praying areas to the Mother of Spiders and the Raven Queen, as well as the Lord of Light and several other gods. And there is a very tiny section that seems to have like a gloom cast on it to Shar
Strange.
that somehow is segregated from the rest and actually in its own like bubble with like what you can see, like Shar's influence can't get out. It's interesting, and you can do an Arcana check to see if you understand what's happening.
Okay. I mean, I have no Arcana, but I'm going to try. Because this is both surprising and definitely not at all.
You're with that, you don't exactly know what happened, but you're pretty sure there's something in this exact place that prevents deities that are not welcome from influencing it, even if their followers come here and try to set something up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you get from that. You're pretty sure there's some sort of protective magic that whoever runs this place actually casts on a regular basis to prevent certain things.
Okay. Got it. Would I know where or which altars probably would be at?
You're very echoey.
Oh. Would I know which altar Sisava would be at?
You would know that because she is a Yuan-Ti, and having come to Cherwood and hired other people, you would know that Sisava is a follower of the Lord of Serpents.
Okay.
And she is actually the person that runs this temple.
Or
Like, despite the fact that she is a Lord of Serpents follower, she makes places for other people to worship their gods, including Dave, which Spider is not here, but Dave is the person that welcomed the trolls into their bosom.
Okay.
And of course, the aforementioned other gods that I just said.
Right. Okay.
But it seems that all of the gods in this area that have regular altars are either neutral based or good aligned based.
Okay.
Like the only one you could see that might be evil is Shar, but it seems to be segregated.
Yeah. So I'm feeling very comfortable here.
Yeah. In fact,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but there would be
to
a.
your god.
Sorry, Becca. There would be a altar to Ildan, which would be technically an evil god.
Would he?
Go into the whole alignment of deities is difficult, but generally the people that worship Ildan are lawful evil.
All right, so I'm going to modify that just slightly, and that is lawful, neutral,
Okay.
or
I'm
good.
Got it.
Yeah.
That works.
Like,
Okay.
if there's a lawful evil deity, Shar somehow is just outside of that somehow.
Just kind of hanging out over in the corner over there. Strange.
Yeah.
This is not super. Would there be a altar to my sun god, or what they would perceive of as?
Yes.
Okay.
And at the altar, there are several names for the sun god, including the
Okay.
one that you, in the Niti culture, refer to them as.
Perfect. I would stop there first and pay my respects and say a prayer before going to find Sasaba.
All right. So, I am going to say you. I think you already had advantage, but it would have faded over the last few minutes.
Yeah, inspiration. I don't know how long that lasts.
Yeah.
For bardic.
Either way, you still have inspiration as you feel the sun god's warmth upon you.
Yay.
As well as Sim's.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm doubly inspired.
I
have his
would
song
go
echoing in my head as I pray.
have
my God.
advantage plus his inspiration over the top so long as it hasn't faded.
Yeah. All right, sounds awesome. And then I'll go and find Sasaba.
All those thoughts of Sim being gone just have her so happy.
No. What I'm imagining is I've got the song stuck in my head. I'm like, whatever little ditty you were singing, I'm like, gonna miss you when I'm gone. And it's just echoing in my head as I'm praying.
She's like drumming the beat, like.
Off in the distance, I can hear it still echoing down the street.
All right. Sasaba is really easy to find in that she is actually coordinating with multiple people in the center of the temple for the evacuation. So she is talking to multiple people, giving them directions. Is like, this group of people need a little extra help. We need to get wagons here. This group of people don't understand yet. We need to be prepared to swoop in and rescue them when whatever happens, happens. I don't understand.
On a moment's notice.
We need some people to investigate the farmsteads. I don't know. They are not cooperative. And they are losing people. I don't know. They're... I'm sorry. We need to hire someone.
I would literally walk up and kind of awkwardly wave, raise my hand. I can help. In fact, that's why I'm here. Hi.
She cocks her head and says, hello, how do you think you can help? And we do need help.
I, possibly with my companions, can go investigate these southern farmers and see what we can do maybe to convince them or see what is stopping them from cooperating and fix that?
That would be very helpful.
Pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Sasaba.
My name is Rosho Deshoas. I'm of the Niti Kingdom, blah, 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 blah.
I am a follower of the Lord of Light, one of the Quaddle, the greatest Quaddle, and I need to get all of these people to a safe distance before the water catastrophe.
When exactly is this water catastrophe happening? Do we know?
She kind of holds her hands up and says, Llewellyn seemed to think that it was going to happen at Twins Light. However, Tiahuli assures me it is going to happen in 2 to 3 days.
Better to prepare for the 2 to 3 day scenario then.
Yes, that is our plan. However, we know the farms down south are being attacked, but we don't know why, and they are being very reticent to just evacuating.
Okay. What information do you have about the attacks? Do we know what or who may have been behind it? Was it bestial, humanoid, magic, elemental?
Unfortunately, because of what I've been dealing with here, all I know is they've been attacked and members of the farmsteads have been going missing.
Okay, so not necessarily massive destruction, but populace.
From what I understand. However, they have gone communication silent in the last couple of days.
How have you been trying to communicate with them?
Mostly with runners going to the farmsteads who unfortunately have not been coming back unless it's like 1 out of 15, in which case they have said they have seen devastation and blood and have had to be checked into healing wards. It's not a great scenario.
I'll do it anyway.
All right. We definitely need your help. I don't have anything concrete to offer you right now, but if you can do this for us, I am sure we can find something that works for both your group and Sherwood to make this worth your while.
Sure, we're very happy to help. I'm familiar, I'll say, with Llewellyn anyway, so any measure that she's involved with, I'm happy to help sister.
So I am going to ask for an insight check.
Okay, sure.
Because I know Sava at this point would have multiple emotions.
Fair.
At the mention of Llewellyn, there's definitely both relief of something in Sasava's life is taken care of, but also a severe stress. And her eyes actually dart towards the courthouse regarding it.
That was an interesting reaction. Is there something I need to know about Llewellyn?
Llewellyn is amazing, and Ozzy is a great protector.
I'm sensing a but.
But
But,
Do you want to try a persuasion check? It's unfortunately pretty high for this one.
yeah, I'm not great at it, but I could try, and maybe this is the time for that inspiration and advantage. Because you got my curiosity now, man. I can't. What do I have? I think I have a 2. What's mine? Yup. I'm real persuasive. And then it's 1d8, right, for Bardic? Or is that what you're typing right now? Plus 1d8. And with advantage, or do I not need it?
You still need it.
Damn. Sad, I still don't get it, and I wasted both. That's okay.
Yeah,
I tried.
no, something seems to stress her out regarding the whole situation, but you don't know what, and she is reticent to talk about it.
Okay.
All you know is her eyes did dart towards the courthouse and back when you mentioned Llewellyn.
Alright. Well, if you do ever feel like sharing, since you never know when that could be relevant to what's going on with the people down south or with the current situation of evacuating everyone, just don't worry. If you ever feel like sharing, I'm here for you. That was her persuasion attempt.
Okay. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for looking into our homesteads down south.
Sorry. I'll try to gather my companions and go as soon as possible. Probably this evening or in the morning.
All right. We are going to shift to the people that are talking to Yasab, which is going to be interesting because Scott is going to play Yasab.
I'm assuming that's what the instrument's for.
I hope so.
No, I just randomly grab it for no reason.
It's like having
First time I busted this out in like 5 months, but you know.
Yeah.
He's discreetly laying groundwork with Becca for after the game.
But yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I'm horrible with this thing. Like literally, I don't know how to play it. Okay,
That probably happened earlier. Oh, I think we just broke Scott. I'm
No, I
sorry.
dropped my pick.
Like
Lively story.
My blush is drowned out by the intense light, so it doesn't matter. So a Yasab would be like slightly like strumming on this thing, and like I just don't know if this is the right tuning for this instrument. Like I don't know. It feels weird. Like why? Like I like the mandolin. Like he'd be talking to a Deboxy right now, who probably has no idea what the hell he's talking about. Like CGAB, right? Like that's typical, right? Like you know.
Yeah, it's totally typical. It sounds a little strummy to me.
I mean, there's a minor chord. It has a little bit more groove when it's minor chord, right? Maybe if we did a diminished seventh, we could get something going there. Like, I don't know.
I think it just needs more drums.
To drown it out.
By the way, this Tabaxi isn't wearing any clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
she does seem to be fairly young, but her fur is covering all of the bits, but she's not wearing any armor. She's not wearing any silks, anything like that. She is like the traditional Tabaxi.
Furry.
No clothes.
She's a furry model.
A little too buff for that. She has a strength of 20, a dex of 20, and I make a constitution of 18, so...
Yeah, no, she is buff as hell. Like,
I like her.
Naria has nothing. They're like, oh! So, instead of it would be this guy. Oh, hello. I am Miss Stubb. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry, that sounded more like Malik than Yasab for me. I'm sorry.
Hello, I am Miss Sub. What can I do for you? Who is crunching? Like, are you eating corn nuts right now? Because it's really rude to enter somebody's office and not.
It went into the chat, so I apologize.
Yeah, but Barrett, I think he's actually talking to you.
learned.
I had the chat box open and I entered it into the chat box, so I apologize.
Nope.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I'm not there. Somebody's gonna have to talk.
I'm not there.
Yeah, no, it's Barrett and Narga, I think.
It's like I was eating.
We are here to. We're here to help you evacuate. Oh, that's mighty of you. Yeah, my wife is doing most. My wife is doing most of the work. Do you need anything from me? I don't. I unfortunately am a little useless in this endeavor. I'm more of a thinker, not much of a doer.
What? Well,
I should have talked to your wife, shouldn't I?
Well, I'm just interested in how this is going to go south once Narga realizes who Yasab is.
I heard.
How come? Go ahead.
I heard your name was Yustab. Oh, that's all right. My name is Yustab. I just came from from Central quite a bit a while ago. Is there something I can do for you? There are many prices on your head for the many crimes you've committed against the kingdoms. I really don't want to be role playing with myself the entire time.
Oh no, you're gonna do this because you started it, and unless Barrett steps in, you're gonna be talking with yourself.
I'm just gonna kind of.
I'm sorry. The only person that knows what's going on is you and me right now, and you said you would do Yusab, so.
I'm gonna ready like both of my hand axes, but move next to Narga. Because do I see you doing that like purple dilating eyes?
Oh no. Narga isn't making any offensive action. He's just there's an awareness to Yasab's name.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like discreetly just kind of like have my hand on my hand axe, kind of like preparing if things go south.
Oh, so the old contract.
Wow, the accents are going to be really driving me crazy.
I'm sorry.
The accents, the contracts are still valid, eh? Frickin' mainlanders, always getting in the way of good commerce. Listen, if you just handle what's going down south, I will submit myself to the justice of the central continent. I really didn't escape. They let me go. I think they're just full of shit. You're still worth quite a bit of money. I know. It's a thing. When you sleep with 3 princesses in one day, it just kind of works itself out that way. And 1 prince.
Exactly how much money are we talking, Narga? How much booze could we buy?
What exactly is your alignment?
What?
It depends upon the kingdom, honestly. The kingdom of Ilford, 200 gold. The kingdom of Ensign, they're a little bit cheaper. Not very wealthy, that one. 50 gold. And then the one where Yasab here posted drawings of Prince Oren in the western nation of Denon. That one is more of a name your price type situation. As long as we can like compel testimony to make it so that he made it all up. Very, very like constrained is the kingdom of Denim. They had an issue with the previous princess marrying a troll.
No one should have problems with that. Out of character.
She was a fire sorceress. She married a troll.
No one gets that reference but me. I love you. Okay.
Do you want to take Yusab back over, or do you want me to take Naruga over? How do you want to do this? Because they're about to get into a fight.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to handle this. I'm kind of hoping Barrett can kind of step in and specify exactly what they want from Yasab, because yes, there is a bounty on Yasab, but he is a high-ranking member of this society, and there's going to be a lot of people coming after you if you try to take him, including not
a level 17 redemption paladin.
Yeah, Sasava.
I'm gonna kind of question him and be like, aside from princesses, why have you not evacuated or tried to leave your land yet?
Oh.
We are trying to evacuate at this point. Unfortunately, we have some.
I will mention out of character that is a disconnect between Yasab's things he did on the center continent versus what he's doing here.
Yasab is like, we are definitely trying to evacuate right now. Generally speaking, I handle the finances and the books of this area. I've adventured a little bit in my life. God damn it, I keep on going into Narga's accent.
I will say Malit, the Tabaxi, is looking at Barrett and Narga very aggressively. Because she is Malit.
Lass, I need you to calm down just a little bit. You know as well as I do, if it came to it, I could make these two shit themselves in laughter if I need to.
It doesn't matter. They're. I don't understand all this wordy stuff you're talking about of things on the center continent. They're being antagonistic to you, and her entire
do me a favor. Malcolm is feeling lonely. Just go talk to Malcolm for a bit. You know how it is. It's been a while since he's gotten some good attention.
Her fur kind of settles back down, and she looks at Yusab in the most sad Kite way possible. It's like, I know Malcolm needs me, but I'm afraid you're going to be attacked.
Do you really think these two could take me?
I'm gonna apologize and be like, I didn't mean no ill intent. I just want to make sure your people are safe.
We are trying our best, but Sasaba has already been gone too much, and we need her here to administer the souls of the people. I'm more materially inclined than she is. But we make a good team. Milit here is the head of our security. You have to understand. We did have one other God, I wish you were still here. Reggie could have gotten those fuckers from the farmhouse out of there without any issue. I'd send Malcolm, but he's not the talkative type.
I feel like Narga and I could be persuasive in that regard.
Are you
Yeah.
wanting to persuade Malcolm?
How much does it pay?
I would like to attempt to. To just really disregard the material possessions. Yeah, that like take what they can, but it seems very soon that what their material possessions won't be as important as their people.
You could do an insight check regarding
trying to
Saab and Malit.
Do you want me to roll a subs charisma check or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary.
It's really
but
not
it's going
necessary.
to shift the DC a little bit.
I'm going to declare persuasion on this.
Natural 1, so 18?
That's oddly, we're not in combat, so natural 1 is not an automatic fail. So Yasab is being completely honest. They are trying to get these people out. It is not a matter of them not caring about material possessions. In fact, Malit, Yasab, and whoever Yasab is working for don't give a shit about material possessions. In fact, they just want the people out and safe.
I would say actually probably Yasab is actually probably the least ostentatious mayor you've ever seen. He's like wearing a tunic, some breeches. Like the mandocello he was strumming is worth quite a bit, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
And Malit's wearing literally nothing. Except she has the bracelets, right?
Yeah, she still has those bracelets, so she's got some very arcane bracers on. They're very special bracers. But with that insight check and Yasab's persuasion, you think that these people genuinely want the people out. They don't care about the possessions here in town. They just want the people safe. And they feel very strongly that these people are in danger.
Narga does not believe that you can offer anything that's worth what the bounty is on your head. Would you be willing to submit yourself to justice?
Out of character, Yasab would. Malit, probably not so inclined to allow that to happen.
Oh no. Malit would step in front of Yasab and look at Narga as a predator would to someone invading their territory and potentially endangering someone that they care about. Now, she is a tabaxi, so it's very much a cat thing where she thinks she owns Yasab and Sasab.
Okay, so is she going to try to do a intimidate? Because Malit has a charisma of 6.
She is mostly just getting in the way of Narga, of definitely showing that she is not going to let Yasab go away.
Okay, Yasab is going to do that, like, kind of more bear thing of just taking up as much space as he humanly can, which for Narga is a lot of space. So he's going to try to intimidate Malit.
Narga is?
Oh my god.
Yeah, because he doesn't like being bowed up on.
Oh, okay.
Just like wordlessly, it's very much like two predators trying to size each other up.
All right.
Barrett's just gonna kind of step behind Narga.
All right, she's got a plus what to charisma?
She has a -2 to charisma. Wow. Ooh.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no. Lily?
No, that's not right. I don't know how that happened. Give me a second.
Plus 17? Yeah, no.
No, it's not plus 17 though. It's not.
No.
The fuck is there? It is. That's the actual roll. I don't know what just happened on there.
It still doesn't matter. I rolled a
2.
2.
a 2. Malit?
She does have advantage on intimidation checks because of her class.
All right, so she's not peeing herself.
Yep.
She is trying her best to stand in front of Narga to protect Yasab, but she's fucking scared. Well, I don't remember exactly with how high level she is, but she doesn't want to take Narga on.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to Yasab real quick. I will do what the. Okay, Yasab is gonna do this very squarely. I will do what is required by the tenets of justice. I will submit to what is good and grand to the world of Suabos. And he's going to try a persuasion check.
Okay. It's weird that it's Scott against Scott, honestly. It is.
22.
Against Narga's.
That would be his insight.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a plus 16 again.
Yeah, no, that actually is
No,
Yasab's.
that is actually accurate for you.
Dear God.
Yeah. No, Yasab's charismatic as hell. You're not convincing him of shit.
I'm sorry. Sorry for trying.
That did a plus 16 again. I don't know why it keeps on doing that. Give me a second. It's like it uses my previous score for things. There we go. So 7.
Okay.
So yeah, Narga thinks he's being perfectly honest.
Okay. Malit looks at both of them and Barrett. And honestly, having dealt with Yasab a lot of times and a lot of other things,
How much he lawyers the fuck out of things?
she's gonna go, can we maybe talk to Sasava or maybe these people's group regarding maybe what Sasava has asked? Because I know she definitely would have, because she's, awesome in Sasava. And seriously, can we just get them the fuck out of here?
Whoa. Nope, ignoring. Sorry. I was to say, I did leave the temple and I was going to stop by the courthouse to see if I could find anything about Llewellyn, but if there wasn't anything, I would be trying to find my group where I knew Yasab was. If nothing happened at the courthouse, would I be showing up soon, or?
You would be, and also
Okay.
Sim is also very close to the courthouse. He is like in the building right next door
Ooh.
with the prisoner.
Maybe I find him on the way.
All right.
If he's done, I don't know what his extensive long-term plans are with the prisoner in the guard.
I don't know. Sim and Row.
I was thinking something along those lines. I don't know how fast you are or your recovery or anything like that.
I feel like Sim is becoming more and more like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool because my immediate response was this.
Yeah. I always figured that was basically his inspiration, to be honest. But
I mean, Sim was ending up with the guilt trip for the guards and the prisoner to make them rethink their approaches in general to how they've handled this entire situation and communicated with each other, because he really feels like there was a mature and responsible adult way that they could have gotten both of their needs met.
Very, very good choice of words.
So, I mean, that done. Sim did what he came to do. He got them the answers they wanted. He made the guy stay still long enough to get those answers. He addressed the fact that he had been incarcerated illegally and detained without just cause, even though there was cause. It was all assumed and completely not called for.
Is that all stuff Sim cares about, though, or is that you?
No, basically, I'm saying this leverage to full. He can do anything, you can do better, and he was proving that he could do this better than the guards.
There you go. Fair. Got it.
He
So-
definitely did.
Did it all.
He did.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10%.
Right. So, mission accomplished, and
All right. So, Ro, as you're walking toward the courthouse, you do hear from the guardhouse building Sim's voice wrapping up him
Chastising.
chastising some people.
I'll stop long enough for him to finish up, but when he exits, meet up with him.
and he will encourage the prisoner that upon finishing his debt to the village for his streaking, that maybe he should consider returning home and find alternative means of feeding their chimera rather than sacrificing innocent children. Because, I mean, it's just not nice.
Does Sim stay around to hear any response from that?
Yeah, sure, why not? He'll take responses. This is a discussion with
This is a discussion amongst
Okay.
yelling and storming out. We are discussing.
All right. So before you leave, he will say, "It's not really a choice. Mary started experimenting on people and mixing the bloods, where you were trapped in the half form, and we need to escape that, and we want to save the people back in Kolkarn's Rest."
Sim will remind him that everything in life is choice. They choose to not accept the current plight that they live in, and they are making choices to change that. But it is, in fact, still a choice that they are making. And perhaps they should look into more socially acceptable ways of meeting their objectives than sacrificing innocent children and kidnapping them from farmsteads.
I want to know if I hear any of that.
I would say you heard that last bit.
Definitely stopping to pay more attention. Because that sounds relevant to the cause that I've just decided our group is adopting.
Hey, you perked up on sacrifice, did you?
Yep.
Like, what?
Sacrificing little children? Yeah.
What? I'm paying attention. Well, it's the southern bit, but yes.
All right, so
Sounds
at
really
this,
good.
Sim exits the guardhouse. Ro is walking up right around this time frame, so you did hear those last few sentences.
Okay.
Hello, Ro.
Hey, Sim, what was that about?
What was what about?
Something about kidnapping and sacrificing children from the southern
Oh.
farmsteads?
Right. So the streaker, really swell guy. Swell, get it?
Yeah, yeah.
He's part of these people that are trying to wake up something called a Malar that is possibly a three-headed chimera, and it's gonna be hungry. But when they feed it, they think it's gonna end a curse thing that makes them stuck. The guards did not even know any of this when they detained him. Completely arrested him on a whim and tried to hold him against his will with nothing but circumstantial evidence. Preposterous. All three of them should be ashamed of themselves.
All three of the guards, or is it like two guards and the dude?
Four guards and a...
Okay, everybody. It doesn't sound like they handled that well, but
And that's what I told them.
you know what? You did good. I think that was great of you.
Yes, you should not go in there though. He's still naked.
Okay, thank you. I won't. I'm
Around this time frame, you hear the guards start screaming. Turning back around,
take that back.
there is no one in shackles. The guards are like looking around the room.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
Sim's just gonna be like, I told you I could do it better. He's gonna walk.
Does Narga hear the screaming from Yasab's office?
Well, yeah, you're right next door.
Before
would
staying
Barrett.
right off.
So would Yasab, and so would Malit.
Okay, so controlling two characters right now. Yasab would.
One moment.
That's okay.
Ro.
Sorry, I was just gonna say before Sim left, I would ask him. Wait, hold on. Can you tell any kind of magic, anything? Is this Fae? You're my sole resource for that.
I'm what?
If you can make any kind of Arcana check, basically, on this area and the magic nonsense that clearly just happened.
There was magic nonsense?
I'm assuming something Fae, because that's been the theme, and I was saying you're my sole expert for this. So I was hoping you could help me out. And I'll check too. I don't know. Unless you want to do something else, but I was just...
Well, Sim rolled a 13 because I
I got a 19. Maybe I didn't need
Doesn't
to.
seem to be Faye.
Oh, okay.
At least in this moment in time.
So I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure that he just went ahead and did the whole wear out thing and escaped
Sure.
captivity because, well, you know, would you want to be in that dungeon? It was not very sterile at all. Not
didn't
the kind of place that you want to have sex.
Okay.
Let me tell
Didn't
you.
look really pleasant. No, you'll get an infection.
Like I've been in some pretty cool dungeons. That is not the kind that I would sign up for. I definitely would not pay to stay there.
Because I'm assuming
Recommend 2 stars tops.
yours involves a lot more silk. Does help at all with determining that is what happened? Like, did he just shift and duck out?
Oh no, he totally shifted and ducked out.
Okay.
You're like focusing on the Fae though. It's definitely not a Fae influence right now.
Okay. I mean, I want to keep Sim involved.
He's on a roll of doing positive things.
Yeah, he's really doing awesome this session. I want to keep this going. Sorry. Okay, I'm done now. That's all.
No, that was amazing. I loved it.
Before everyone else runs over, I'm good now. Thank you, and thank you, Sue. If I had any extra marijuana, I'd have given it to you, but apparently I used it all. So, if I have extra cookies that aren't the
Or
special ones, I'll
someone
give you one.
might have handed it out of your pockets while you were looking the other way.
My perception's decent enough that I should have either gotten a roll or to see that, but all right.
Either way, Narga and Barrett, you do hear some frustrated screams from the guardhouse right next to you.
Okay, at that point, Yasab would so Narga is going to be like, what the hell is that? Yasab looks out the window, looks at the guardhouse, and casts anti-magic field over the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And will also cast glibness on himself.
What does that do? Sorry.
Means that any charisma check he does any charisma roll he does is a minimum of 15.
Damn.
So with his plus 17, he gets a minimum of 32 on any charisma check.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Would Barrett recognize that at all?
Probably not. I can't think of.
Oh no.
anything-
Well, let me glibness has very he doesn't. Yasab doesn't use a focus except he doesn't know how to use the mandocello yet. So he just invented the damn instrument, so it's not his focus. He actually has to pull out the material components. So give me a second.
pretty sure Malit is just going to go into a rage and head to the guardhouse.
Yeah, I don't know what Elite's doing.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be a good thing.
Oh no, glibness is just a vocal. Is just a vocal component. So like literally, he just says something under his breath, and he's even more
Gotcha.
charismatic than he was before. Glibness is the when bards have counterspell or dispel magic. Like no one can cast spells but me spell.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is all charisma checks, so it also applies to dispel and counterspell.
Oh my god.
It's pretty awesome. Yasab is actually a badass, despite the fact that he's
He's kind of a douche.
Yeah.
anyhow. So
I'm gonna kind of nudge Narga and be like, maybe we should take this conversation elsewhere.
I want Narga to do an insight check to feel like if he knows that their party is at all responsible for what's going on. Right now.
We're not.
go ahead.
For once. We're involved, but not responsible.
No, you don't think your party is involved at all.
We're improving.
I do not know why we should involve ourselves. It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with us.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna completely trust Narga.
I did realize that both of those are 8th level spells, so he won't cast Anti-Magic Field. He will just go ahead and cast Glibness. Because he doesn't have access to 9th level spells. He's only level 15.
Jesus.
Just to just have like a crap.
Okay,
So you saw being a level 15 bard is like, yeah, it's a problem, but it's not that big of a problem. Malit being a level 15 barbarian.
that's a problem because the person that had gotten captured, who Malit would have known that was one of the people they were trying to capture, is gone.
Don't forget, there's a level 15 animal companion running around somewhere in this town too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Possibly, hopefully not this session. Hopefully not this session, because Reggie is a fucking beast.
Malcolm is a beast. Reggie's dead.
Yeah. So Malit, Yasab, Barrett, and Narga break into the guardhouse past Sim.
No, Narga's not doing anything. This has nothing to do with Narga as far as he's concerned.
Okay, so unless you guys stop them, they're going into the guardhouse.
Barrett's not going to attempt to stop them just because the sheer size and mass. He feels a little intimidated, but he will follow behind.
Okay.
Since everyone seems to be leaving the room, but Narga.
As they're charging in, Rose will yell out that escape. If we got a name, but he escaped the rat. I don't know where he went. That helps, at least to make them know that we're not attacking them. It's just the dude got out.
Out of clarification for Narga, he's left alone in the mayoral office
Yes, apparently he is.
that has access to all of the, like, shall we say, mementos of their various adventures,
Yes.
including the gauntlets and the sword that Sasava got that she no longer uses.
Where is Spider right now?
Gauntlets that Malit uses, or the gauntlets that Sasava found?
The gauntlets Sasava found.
Unless Sasava is currently wearing them, then yes.
She would not be.
She has better magic items.
Where's Spider at, though? though, because I feel like
Yeah,
he's gonna be in on
I feel like Spider's head just like peeked out of the window
yeah, I
looking
am
inside.
pretty sure he is very upset that he missed this, but he is calming down his horse that tastes like ozone.
Okay.
That's all he does now.
Naruto will go ahead and steal the shiny gold gauntlets of ogre strength. And
Really?
I'm stealing from my own characters. Leave me alone.
Get something for Ro. Get me something fun.
What's the other things? I can
It would
think
be
of
all
several.
of Reggie's shit. So
Anything
There's an
beneficial.
bow,
there,
an oath crossbow.
there's an oath longbow. There's
Oh, I
Tell
definitely
Reggie
need a
have.
bow.
a cloak of elven kind
Mm-hmm.
and a ring of water walking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that one.
All right.
I've got the water dude though.
Oh, and a broken amulet of golden command.
Yes, it is very broken. All right, so this is a great moment where Narga, you find all this amazing stuff, but then one of the shadows in this office seems to be deeper than it should be.
Yeah, Naruto will go ahead and poke it.
Lick it like before.
So this time around, instead of it just being like you pass through it, there's substance to it. It's like your claw actually passes through it.
Naruto will
Set on fire.
stick his head in, and then if he sees anything past it, we'll just, especially if it is a whole bunch of weird demonic cat people, we'll...
Oh no, there's definitely cat people. They're all people that look like humans, except they've got cat ears and tails, and their hands and feet are more fluffy like cat paws.
Are they reversed? Am I going into the world of the Rakshasa? Not that Naruto would have any idea about that, but
The hands are not reversed.
no. Still, he will go in, investigate. He will leave a trail of bread crumbs, or whatever he has.
So, human bits?
Yeah, human bits.
It's not really fried. Well, it's been a while. Did Ro bake the human bits with her cookies?
If you had asked since you made the fire for her, are we doing
Yes,
jerky?
he does prefer the baked over fried. Generally, it's less fatty.
Fair. So you're leaving baked, I'm assuming like a digit a piece as breadcrumbs.
Yeah, into the corner of the shadow. Not that it will help, but
Is there some magic spell or something you can send to let me know? Because otherwise, I have no idea why I'd go to the bear's office.
We'll find out.
God damn it, Narga. Don't disappear.
Unless right now Narga says something that he is going to try other than the breadcrumbs of human digits.
okay. So I'm gonna go over all of the spells I currently have.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay, so I have in cantrips. I have Shocking Grasp, Eldritch Blast, Firebolt, Prestidigitation. Oh, and Bonfire. In first level, I have Healing Word, Cure Wounds, Inflict Wounds, and
You might be able to do something with prestidigitation. I'm
I was
not
just
entirely
gonna
sure.
ask. Could you call out like, I found the cat people?
You could just use fire to write a sign.
it's only within 30 feet. Are they within 30 feet of me? But there's whisper on the wind of, I'm investigating the cat people. Actually, it would be less charismatic than that. It would be like,
Could
I
Bear
am
like
hunting the cat
shit
people.
that I completely left Narga alone?
No,
Just
I
make-
think Barrett is the only one that hears this.
You could like.
I would like to say that I think Spider at some point in the back of his brain, just because I think it's funny because he's not here, like has the sense of like has a larceny sense, like it's a Spider sense.
No, he totally feels that one of his companions is getting like amazing loot, and then they are disappearing.
Yeah.
And that is when Travis actually joins us again. That's what he knows.
It's not Spider sense. It is larceny sense.
No, it's Spider Sense, but with a Y.
Yeah.
The spider sense.
We're calling it that. For all the games, if a theft is like,
God.
my Spider Sense is tingling, who's stealing shit without me?
Yep. All right. So I think that's where I'm going to end it tonight.
Okay.
Where Narga is wandering off into a shadow, literally,
With a bunch of loot.
with a bunch of loot, and only Barrett hears his like whisper of, I found the cat people. I am investigating.
If you don't tell me you heard, I will never forgive you.
I just like to end it before you do that. I'm just gonna out loud be like, "Fucking cat people," like out loud. Yeah,
One cat person.
and just kind of turn around. Yeah,
All right.
that way everyone heard, but I'm way more focused on cat people.
Yeah, and very confused because Malit is running the opposite direction, and she's a jaguar person. What cat person is Narga talking about?
Perfect.
Yep. All right, that's where I'm going to end it tonight. Thank you all very much. I really hope you enjoyed it.
I will say
Oh,
that
yeah.
so me and Becca have decided that we are going to do kind of an email, like a game by post. So we will be tracking Narga. He is not like gone forever. He will be back whenever I am back.
We are doing the same thing that Scott did for Mist when I had to get underway.
Just
where
that-
we're
Chance of crankcase explosion is significantly less.
yeah. So I'm going to be doing one-on-one sessions with Scott regarding what he's doing, and we're still going to be playing.